Part 2 of Owen reviewing some of the favorite hands I played during the mid-stakes version of the Cash Game World Championship. We have reviewed 3 hands in part 1. We left with an average score of 7.7 so far. We have 4 more hands that we're going to review in this video. Are we able to rise above this 7.7? Or is he gonna tear our game down even further? Next to Owen's opinion, I'm also curious what you guys would rate my hands, so leave them in the comment down below, 1 to 10. Also, if you liked any of the hands, make sure to like this video, and let's get into the action. So, limp small blind. Villain, maybe also important to add. The pool was pretty aggressive, but this guy was, you know, on another level. He definitely was there to fight. Like a type of like 54 type of one was a flop guy. You know, like to win all the pots, like to be strong everywhere. Pretend like he's strong everywhere. He raises. I limp call the 6-8 suited. So far, so good, I assume. C-bet's 1/3. We call.
Yeah. Okay, facing the bottom turn. I mean, it kind of feels sort of just meh and mixed. Can't just call a king here. We have some jack eggs though that we could like limp call. It's not nice to like. It's really annoying to just call these sort of hands and then like lose on river because they river like third pair. But like, if a guy's gonna try and run you over, then yeah, happy to come along with this. I'm sort of suspecting that you might have raised it. Like, is that what happened? Did we get deep in the weeds? Okay, no, we didn't.
So actually, I want to maybe add some point. I feel like if this was like, for example, big blind button, I'm way less happy because then, you know, like a primary bluff, for example, would be queen 10 off. But I feel like since we play blind versus blind, the queen 10 off is not really in there. So the bluffs are going to be more like 4-8 offsuit or 3-4 offsuit or queen 3 offsuit, queen deuce offsuit. So like, I figured it's easy for him to over bluff. And I feel like the bluffing range contains less equity than if we would, for example, be in a big blind button situation where he would, for example, even have king 9 off, which I think usually just checks back. So I thought because we were blind versus blind and I thought the guy was aggro, over aggro, I thought actually this hand couldn't be that bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he's like very high one-ones or flop, he's not gonna shy away with like queen 3 or something.
I thought so maybe also maybe like a 5 deuce offsuit, 5-3 offsuit, like a little mergers ace queen or something, or like ace 9 of clubs of me, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah. Sometimes you see some interesting showdowns from these guys where they just decided to bluff me, but yeah.
So river 10. It's good. He probably so he doesn't have 10-9 offsuit, right? He doesn't have queen 9 offsuit. All these hands that now big blind button would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of. I think it's this size. What is this? This is like, what, ace king aces. If the idea is that he has lots of like the lower like offsuit stuff, I think what might go through a mid-stakes guy's head is, oh, stuff got there, I'm going to bluff. But then they don't have a blocker to the nuts, so they go to the small size. Because it's much easier to have like some like low offsuit miss than it is to have like the queen 3 hands are like a fair bit more like exotic of a find than like, I don't know, if you raise 8-4 off and then just triple it off here. So I could see bluffs gravitating towards here, and it's not like. I mean, what's the SPR on river? It's like 3.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I guess they also have like weak 2 pairs in this size. This isn't just going to be aces and ace king. So basically, it just feels to me as imposition. If you want to jam, I mean, you could. I would feel pretty confident jamming king 10, and then king 6 feels a bit close, and then I think once you get to king 5, because like you're chopping with like their king 5, which will slow play, that's getting too thin. So yeah, I guess there's actually, I mean, and then what, there's like 6-5 off like Jack 6 off, Jack 5 off can be in there. Oh god, it's really not helpful that I don't know the ranges. Like,
but that's the thing, right? It's BVB, so he can basically have anything, right? Because we don't know, because like a lot of these hands are like frequencies, right? Like like Jack 5 off is a frequency. Does he get it?
yeah.
Like we don't know, right?
I don't know. I'm just trying to talk myself into the hero here, but I'm like, I'm not entirely sold on it. Like, okay, I'm guessing you called it off. Like, what sold you on like why this was a slam dunk spot to call off?
Actually, I was maybe even a little bit concerned about the sizing. Actually, I would have maybe liked to see a bigger sizing. To kind of what you said, right? That if now nuts come in, you don't have the nuts. So actually, I was actually a bit concerned about sort of the downsize, that it would be a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, like let's say he has queen 3 off, I felt like he would just jam it, or even like 4-7 off. You know, they're just like, you don't have ace queen, or you don't have queen 9. I'm gonna ship it max pressure, something along those lines. So actually, I was planning on already sort of calling down. I expected actually a bigger bet, and then this bet came, and I was actually a bit torn. And it was similar to what you said. I was like, okay, but he can also just have a shitty hand like 4-8 offsuit or something, or you know, something that just has nothing. And it's like, I don't wanna necessarily jam my stack in. And I just thought, listen, it's BVB. The guy is aggressive. He can basically have any fucking 2 type of cards. I feel like also on this river, like I said, if he gets here with air, I feel like he's always following through. So there's no discussion that he's like, I have 4-8, I give up. That I don't think exists on this run out.
It's also like it's very hard for a redliner to value trick this spot. Like usually the way redliners get away with spewing off too much is they can go thinner. It's quite hard to go thinner here. Like they kind of get like king queen is basically like they start running into your own king queen off, and then it's like they 100% can't go king 9, and then king queen is already getting kind of greedy. Like they definitely are beat a lot when they have that hand.
Yeah, and like for example, king 9 again, because it's BVB, probably doesn't raise much. King 9 offsuit. Same with king 10 offsuit. So I felt like also a lot of his value reduced.
It's quite nice. Like when you're up against these guys and like they can't own you by going like 5 notches too thin. Like that's just out of the question. It does make me feel a lot better about calling them down, because their instinct with the bluff is still typically the same.
Yeah,
like they still want to fucking send it. I'm coming around a bit. I don't know like where I would have got to in game, but yeah, I can see the call.
Verdict before the showdown comes.
No, verdict before the showdown. Feels like sort of 7 out of 10, but there's like a bonus if he has a super illegal showdown. Like if he hasn't missed combo draw, you get like plus 1.5.
And if he has king 9, I go mine.
That's right? How I think about it. Oh yeah. If he has king 9, we're in the mud. Like if he has king 9, it's so bad.
He has aces.
Yeah. I mean that's like that doesn't really tell us much. So yeah. This one seems
all right.
Yeah, seems fine. Doing some defense against a redliner. How bad can it be?
That is my motto. How bad can it be? All right, button opens. We flat Jack 9 of hearts in the small blind.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know about too much about leading these spots. I mean, in regular 6x, it wouldn't seem like a leading board to me. But I'll just assume it's fine.
Probably a free.
How bad can it be?
Didn't call.
Probably. Hopefully.
I think also the Jack 9, if you think about if you want to lead something, I think Jack 9.
Yeah. It's like it seems okay. Yeah, turn. I think. I mean, yeah, it feels like a kind of polar spot. But like I feel like Jack 9 maybe wants to triple barrel for block or something, but it's like a sideline. Like the main thing you do is get polar here, but you sometimes. But I feel like when you block and he doesn't raise, there is still these sort of like, you have a bunch of top pairs which your leading is going to be centered around, and like especially the stronger ones will probably raise for him. Like the over pairs will raise. So then when he doesn't raise, I think those hands kind of Like, they wouldn't mind keeping initiative. Like, the much bigger part of the strategy is going to be, like, the polarizing to, like, you know, turn top pair and sets or whatever.
Yeah, I could see, for example, let's say I let King 10 offsuit with a club or something. I can definitely see that move for me would have been more intuitive. But like you said, I kind of saw the spot and I was thinking mainly, okay, a lot of checking and like some big betting.
Yeah,
but not a lot. That's kind of how I saw the spot in the moment.
yeah, and then this is one this is the kind of river where then like the turn strategy you're playing feeds into like how the river plays, right? If you're playing something with more blocking on the turn, then you obviously make less trips on the river. But like assuming that we're just playing polo, we actually make trips at quite high frequency here. We're at quite big disadvantage in flushes though, so I feel like we get to carve out some medium bets. I mean, okay, what else do we have in our range of it? Okay, it's hard because we might have been inventing a donkey range on the fly. We're gonna have some like ace-8, some xing clubs, some like pocket nines,
some sevens with a club. I'll probably lead that.
Yeah, something like that, like bets of 6-5 or whatever. I'm just wondering if there's like, is there like a blocking range to carve out here? It's like, okay, so yeah, you could block like nines and ace-8, I guess. Like, so you could block some of those hands, and then you have like, so it feels like there's like a blocking range to protect, and then there's quite a thin checking range, I would guess. This hand strength feels like it would be pretty reasonable to protect the checking range, but you don't want to overdo it because the checking range is kind of thin. So I wouldn't mind, like, I actually, weird as it seems, I wouldn't mind check calling this, but you could also just like bet out for like 75 or something yourself. I think overbet is kind of overkill here. I don't know. I mean, I could be off. Like, we do still have trips in this spot, but like in position improves a lot as well. So I think you can't like really go massive here. Like, I think the biggest sizes I'd really want to use here would be like around pot.
Yeah, I would also not go very big for basically the reasons you said. Right, he has a bunch of jack cacks. He can have better. I ended up for block, like kind of what you said. In my range, I kind of thought, okay, I can have an 8, can have hand like 9s. I even felt like 7s with a club that would be going very thin. But I kind of saw that as well, even to some degree. Like a 6, obviously I wouldn't bet.
Yeah, because the thing is, when you block with this hand, like other than getting raised by a bluff, you'd kind of be trying to get raised by a king, right, or aces. And I don't really think they have a very strong king here.
But do you think they take that back? Yeah, like I said, probably bets the turn, right?
Yeah. So they don't have these hands. So then when you block and like when you block and you try to get raised, it's kind of like, okay, obviously we're calling when we get raised with this hand, but we didn't actually ever get raised by anything worse, right? So I'd kind of rather, if I was going to protect the blocking range, I'd rather have like a queen jack, you know? So I'm actually getting, like, queen jack is the sort of hand where, like, say you bet 75 and they just call their jack 10, you got less money in than if you block and got raised.
Yeah.
Whereas like this hand, if you bet 75 and they call their jack 10, you actually save some money compared to like blocking, like raising. So I think there's like this small interaction going on there where I think this one fits a little bit better as like, if we're gonna not like just bet out our hand strength, we should probably go into like a checking range. So those are the two things and I would try and avoid the block. I mean, my thresholds are going to be a little bit off here. I could just have like the hand strength slightly off and like.
I think in the vacuum, I agree with like if you just think jack 9, 3/4 probably kind of what it carves out most of the time.
They can have like jack 7 off though. They can have a bunch of other worse jack X. Like as long as they never just flat jack to this, then this is fine actually. Yeah, and then like obviously calling, and then I mean if he has like, I feel bad for him if he has like the value trick king 9 because I feel like it's quite a nice play. But yeah, I mean yeah, obviously calling. Well, I mean I don't know. I say obviously. Did he come over the top? Did he like rep the boat or something? No way. Tell me no. All right, this is fun. Okay, so it's like calling is high EV, but you're like you're saying he never calls the jam.
That basic. I mean, I thought my line was pretty credible. Like we said on the turn, right? It's very polar. I probably want to check raise, for example. A hand like pocket 8's probably just always check raising. I would say his best candidate. Sixes sometimes, especially with a diamond. King Jack, I think, makes also a lot of sense for me to lead flop, check turn. I just see a lot of, and then the block also makes super sense. I don't know. I thought this story made sense on all streets. And yeah, what is my bluff?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
If we go down that line,
yeah. I mean that there is like what is my bluff? Like it is nice when you don't have obvious bluffs, but eventually you do get tagged as like as like will show up with something. So yeah.
I mean, it's not like we have complete nothing, right? He should probably check back like some Jack 6 of heart, Jack 8 of hearts, maybe on the turn sometimes, some King Jack. It does place. It is sort of better than.
I think this is kind of this is just flashbacks to what I said at the start. Like he's fucking capped. He's fucking capped. He checked back this super dynamic board, and you're just like, you can't have a boat here. I can have a missed check raise. Get fucked. And then he also, he raises the kind of smaller size as well, repping saying a bit. I mean, but then I don't know, like usually people raise a smaller size and it's a super and it's a trap, it's going to be saying super nutted. But he doesn't really have any hands which want the smoke,
No, I feel like if
you raise,
he just wants to target a jack, right? Let's say he just has a nuts or a good flush. He's like, oh, let me go a little bit bigger.
Well, it's like also, even if you have a nut flush, if you raise this size and then get jammed on, you're not like, oh yeah, so psyched to get this action. Like the other person's repping a boat. So in order to be hyped to get you to come over the top, he would need to have a boat, which he just doesn't have. Like, there's no way anyone's telling me that. That said, it's quite possible to click call with hands, just click call with weak hands, and also flush and trips don't even feel that weak.
For a small blind call range?
I mean, yeah, but it's like, okay, so flush they're going to be attached to because they rivered it, and trips is going to be good blockers. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, it depends how much of I could see actually the pre-justification now of like, oh yeah, I was playing a high frequency check on the turn, right? I get it. I had lots of traps here, I promise. I don't know. No, I'm not going to sell myself on this being the play with Jack 9. No, I don't think so. I just take another hand. This is too nah. Yeah, this one's gonna have to go in I can kind of see the spots. I don't think it's a complete disaster class, but this is the kind. Yeah, I think this is more like yeah, we're gonna say 3 out of 10. I don't want to do it with this hand. Even yeah. Also, I say that it might be plus EV in a vacuum.
What the fuck is plus EV in a vacuum? I get 3 out of 10.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that's. These are show tables, right? These are show tables.
He folded. That's at least a 4 out of 10 then.
Yeah, I did suspect it was gonna end in a fold. I was really rooting for he calls a worse hand. That would have been so funny. Then instant 10. I mean, I just can't I think it's just I don't like the idea that some guy's going to get to see in one showdown that you're coming after someone this hard. You know what I mean? I feel like I mean, that might be heads up mindset. But I always feel like I want them to at least have to do some digging, like I'm sure, anyone can DB review you and you shouldn't be too scared of this stuff, especially if stuff's only a little bit out of line. But I want to make sure that this is the kind of thing when it shows on the table, it's immediate paragraph long note in Notepad or something. So which I try to avoid giving people over one pot. I'd rather they have to put a few more puzzle pieces together than this, which is why I'm not a fan, because you can have the EV of this hand. But if you can do shit like this to someone, you can print so much EV with stuff which is a bit more subtle. Like
I
you
like that,
can,
actually.
you can like set yourself up for this play with a hand which doesn't give anywhere near as much away, and they just think you found a nice bluff, and they think you found it again and again and again,
What
and
would
like,
it be?
I mean, you could just do this with like, you could just do this with ace eight, and it's much better, right? You could like, you could rebluff some like random diamond combo, nines with a diamond even, just something which looks like something which is a little bit less offensive on the eyes when it shows down. like even if it's like even if it's not technically accurate, if they
Yeah, I get it.
there's
Yeah.
a
If they think it makes sense.
there's sort of a thing of being like. Also, if a spot is hard to bluff, I'm kind of like forgiving of people having non-technically accurate combos. You know, if a spot is really easy to bluff and then someone has a really out there combo, it says a lot more than when you get a spot like this and it's like, yeah, but because now they get a read of like the next time they're in a, like hard to find bluffs versus WAKO. Like, you know, this is like, yeah. It's like, I can't tell what he bluffs here. I guess he'll show me. You know, that read can be that. I mean, it can get you paid, but it's one I'd rather not give people for free.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, I'll accept it. I think you made good arguments. Are you grinding hard, studying solvers, reviewing hands, but still not getting those results that you know you're capable of? You're putting in the time and effort, but without clear direction, that effort does not pay off. That is why I created the Mechanics Leak Buster program, which is the exact system I use to make over 7 figures playing online poker, and have since taught to hundreds of students so they could do the same. Through our Leak Finder stats and pop-ups, you will gain clarity on your biggest leaks and tendencies, insights on how your strategies have been performing in-game, and the impact variance has had on your results. But knowing your stats is only the beginning. In the program, we dig deep into the root causes behind your leaks and tendencies and use a proven 7-step system to fix them for good and gain the skills to improve and continuously evolve as a poker player. You'll study more effectively, overcome leaks and tendencies that felt impossible to break, and rebuild trust and confidence in your game, finally seeing your hard work pay off as you move up the stakes. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start improving with clarity, break through the patterns that have been holding you back, and take your game to the next level, join the Mechanics Leak Buster program using the link down below. And for the first month of enrollment only, you will get access to weekly group coaching calls with me and get a chance to win a one-on-one coaching session in which I personally review your game. So don't miss out on this limited opportunity. Join the Mechanics Leak Buster program using the link down below, and looking forward to seeing you guys in there.
Okay, nice.
All right, we have ace-5 of spades, and we decide to 3-bet from the big blind. Button calls. I decide to check.
Yeah. Ooh, it's an interesting spot. Super encouraging time for them to go bananas on. And he does this. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. It's like, am I getting a good price because I have 0%? I'm still calling now. River decisions are interesting. Yeah, this kind of felt like it was coming a lot after that turn size. I don't know. I mean, maybe just because it's like, I think the technical play is not super accurate at these stakes. So it's like, when they do this, where they're kind of repping, they're going very thin for value, or like they're taking like these pair plus draw combos or whatever, just for protection and stuff. At the mid stakes, guys, I typically tend to be like show that you know this is the play. I think those hands are quite intuitive to check back, and then building like a small barreling range around like 10-9 is like, I mean, once you see it, it kind of makes sense. But I think a lot of them are just more polar than they should be. So then like you get here and it's like, well, so then you face that on the turn, and like, yeah, my immediate thought was like, okay, this range actually feels a lot more polar than it is. So then I'm not really surprised to see a rip on the river. Once we get to the river, like, I mean, the ace is just really fucking nice. Like, just we're unblocking all of the dust. 5 is pretty nice too. It's not really that hard to bluff. Like they have like tons of nuts. So yeah, I mean this seems like a pretty legit call down hand. Yeah, I'm pretty down to call down ace-5 here. Like just unblocking everything.
You did the whole analysis for me, so I have nothing to add.
Yeah. He has the missed combo draw as well. It's so beautiful. That's so nice. Yeah. Okay. +1 because he has an illegal hand. I mean, we didn't have too many other options, but it does feel like super clean. And then he has an illegal hand as well, which makes it so nice. Well, I mean, it might not be entirely illegal, but it's like to a human, they know they're putting their hand in the cookie jar when they take this hand. Even if solvers sometimes this is the last hand which he chooses to bluff. Like this is maybe he has some nut flush draws which are like after this, but like this is definitely way up there. And so when you see this versus a human, especially like in this championship, it just kind of makes me think that the guy went like. The guy just said that you're capped, and then went, all right, stack goes in. And then it's just that, we have a weak hand and we call down anyway because we don't believe you. Yeah, nice.
Verdict?
I'm gonna say I was saying AR10, but +1, not 9 because of the showdown. Like nice. that just makes it like super clean when you see this. It's like so confident.
Cutoff opens. We call 7s. 7 of clubs, 7 of hearts from the small blind. Flops 8-5-3. He c-bets. We.
All right, yeah, just calling standard.
Just calling standard.
no min raising.
No min raising. I would have liked it. I wouldn't have minded. Turn is 7, so we turn a set, but there's a lot of blue cards on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think So imposition tends to have advantage in offsuit cards. So I don't think you lead this ever. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how. Like this was with Anti, right? Yeah, it must have been. You called like a 3x open in the small blind. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like generally, the opener has the advantage in the offsuit hands, but then also. They're c-betting a wide range, you're calling a filtered one. They could be over c-betting and you're like filtered to board connections. I can see justifications. I wouldn't lead here, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, like pure denial of, let's say if Queen Jack of Spades is still what, 8 out, it's still 16% equity, it's not bad.
Yeah. There's this funny thing which happens where if you lead a spot like this, they assume you know what you're doing. Like if you lead, it looks like you've studied, and like
are you playing with me? I don't know what I'm doing.
Make it like kind of intimidating.
I know what I'm doing, man.
But like it's like if in doubt and then you lead, they're just like, oh, he must have studied this spot.
Fair.
So it's quite scary to play back into someone when it's like this is their prep. Like they know what they're doing. I'm like I don't know what's going on, and it takes some both some balls and then also some understanding that is what's happening. That's why you're having an emotional response, because sometimes you can have an emotional response to not play back, which makes sense, but a lot of the time it can just come from being lost, and then a lot of what separates really elite players is that they can be lost and they'll still make your life hard. So yeah, sometimes you'll get overly passive or overly spewy responses even, but yeah, just just trying to sell myself on it.
So he raises.
Right, he raises.
Small. What's this?
Yeah, I mean
30%.
I'm kind of guessing you 3-bet him. I'm kind of guessing. Yeah, these ones are kind of fun. They're always a bit weird because it's really hard to have a draw on these boards. And then also typically what happens is if the board pairs, it's supposed to be really bad for us. So then when you do have a boat on the board pairing, it's extra EV. Because when they go for their really small raise, they can definitely have sets and 2-pair and whatever. But whereas when you 3-bet, if you're doing that, it's strictly a bluff. Well, I say a bluff, but when you take pocket 7s, you do get called by pocket 5s, pocket 3s. I don't know if you get much better to fold. But it does have some like nice things going on. Like it essentially boils down to like having some equity and also giving you board coverage on the boards where they're gonna put in tons of money for you. You'll just have a strong hand on the boards where it's really nice to have a strong hand in this line. So yeah.
Don't you feel like if I block,
I can kind of.
And he now raises, let's say he has queen jack with a diamond, and I come over the top, he's basically always folding because it's like, listen, I cannot improve.
Yeah,
I can just have 0%.
Yeah.
So I definitely think he can just raise fold there with queen jack.
It's just those hands aren't really supposed to. Those hands aren't really supposed to raise though.
But are they like with his sizing as well? Like it feels like it's like.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he can definitely have like a weaker diamond here,
And I bet 10%.
But like the way this is supposed to work is that like he has strong diamonds and then he has protection raises.
Yeah, but we know what we're doing, Owen. Remember, we established that we know what we're doing.
yeah. Like, I gotta remember, like they can just have the 10 of diamonds and just be like probably best hand, and instead of just realizing they can just call and like play rivers. Yeah, like there was actually a lot of impatience in the championship. I remember, like people wanted to get to their pot size now. Like, they wanted to have initiative. They didn't really like the idea of just like, there were more streets coming where they could play cards on.
I think the only like natural bluff also even if you can even call it natural, only natural kind of bluff that I could find for myself, maybe sixes with a diamond, like the straight flush draw. If we're talking about outs.
Oh yeah, that's kind of.
But then then you have pretty decent equity also for streets. Actually, no, you're ahead for streets and fives. So yeah, that's like the only hand that I could think about. I thought the 7 specifically was very nice to make him fold like the queen jack and just get called by the 3s and the 5s.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me.
You've got really bad timing for this one. Because I think I had this spot 2 days ago on the other side and called them down with bad 2-pair. Oh no, actually that'd be good because you had bad 2-pair beat.
That would be pure ownage.
Yeah. So much value. Yeah. They led the turn, 3-bet me, and then like bet the river, and I just called, and they had random king high, and I was like, nice. So yeah, I guess in that case, having the shitty hero calls beat is probably pretty good. Yeah, no, I think this is quite nice. It's definitely it's getting some flair points because I think most people don't find this.
Flair point.
Yeah, we are still missing a river though, but it's like it's definitely there's a little bit more going on like than the Jack 7 one. So I think this is like 8.5, maybe a 9. Like yeah.
All right, well, dude, these were the final hands. Any feedback? Maybe I'll hop in the real Cash Game World Championship. What I should not put in the Jack 9 of Hearts, right? That was too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's also like that's speaking from the perspective of like playing a long-term game against like regs who high stakes regs are seeing a bunch. I can see how the Jack 9 of Hearts goes in if you're like in the kitchen against the mistakes regs, like cooking up something fancy. Like I can see how like as a vacuum play, like that's actually quite enticing. So yeah, like there are kind of 2 different ratings for that one. There's like the rating where like I'm like yeah, like that's pretty nice, like 8 out of 10. If I'm just thinking about like we're never gonna see each other's screen names are off. This is like ignition or whatever. And then there's the other one which is like Jesus Christ, like do you want people to never fold to you again? But yeah, I mean other than that I was it's really behind most of the players.
All right, well, I want to thank you, man, for coming on, evaluating these hands. Really looking forward to the next Cash Game World Championship. See you shine again. Any final words?
Had a lot of fun. This is really exciting, and I hope people can see that there's there's a lot of win rate still to be had at mid stakes online. You can get away with a lot. There's a lot to spot against these guys, and there's a lot of stuff to hunt down, which hopefully I can find some people to teach it to. Yeah.
Final score time after 7 hands. The average evaluation of Owen on the TheWakko's game, 7.4 out of 10. Clearly still have some work to do before we can hop in with the big boys. Learned a lot from Owen, so thank you. If you learned a lot as well, leave a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.